I was able to take like statistics classes for my 400 level classes, and they gave me a marketable skill. I know how to code SAS, SPSS, Art Studios, all those things. It was really hard, but I made it. And so it's like, yes, the major matters, but like I also have these skill sets from taking these classes that I can put on my resume to make my resume look better. So, hi, Nappy Valley here, and today we're going to be talking about what you should know before you start college. Well, I am a recent graduate from Penn State University, and I just wanted to make a video about the things that I've learned in my 5 years at Penn State so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to pick a major, what are things that you should look for when you're picking a major, why college is so hard, and just overall just like tips and advice and things to think about when you are starting your college journey, or even if you have started college and you feel kind of lost, what are some things that you can look for so you can figure out what to do with your life. I also have a video on how to maintain your hair while in college. I can link that above. You definitely should check that out, especially if you're, black and natural. But before we get into the video, I'm gonna need you guys to do one thing. I need you guys to like and subscribe. I'm giving you guys great content. I'm giving you guys great advice. And if you want more of these things, you have to like and subscribe to this channel. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So, first thing you should know before you start college is that college is hard because of the pace. The information that they're giving you in college is not hard. It's not crazy information. However, the pace is insane. In high school, I think we went a chapter a month about, and by the end of the semester, you're like 4 chapters in. In college, you can be 16 chapters in. You literally go 1 chapter a week. If you don't know how you learn, or you haven't been exposed to the information before the class, then that is why you might not do well in the class. It has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has nothing to do with how good or bad you are. It really just has to do with, can you learn a lot of information in a short amount of time? And if the answer is no, then you need to figure out something, figure out how you learn, figure out who can help you, figure something out so that you don't fall behind in classes. And that's the biggest thing, is don't fall behind. The second thing you need to know before you start school is why to choose a major. So I've broken down 6 different reasons why you should or should not choose a major. First thing, do you actually like what you're learning? If you don't like what you're learning, you couldn't care less about what you're learning, you probably shouldn't be in that major. You should care about the stuff that you're learning to some degree. Like, everything's not gonna be easy, but you should at least care or like it. Second is, what job do you want and what majors align with that job? So when you actually start looking for jobs, different jobs attract different majors. Just like if you have a rough idea about what you want to do when you grow up, it would be a really good idea to look up the type of majors that are required for that job. If you don't know what you want to do, then that's a whole other issue. 3, what type of resources does that college offer? So like at Penn State, there's different colleges. There's Eberly, there's liberal arts. Does that college offer a lot of enrichment programs? Just like things to think about when you're trying to choose the right major for you. What does that college actually have to offer, and are any of those things interesting to you? 4, what type of jobs do people in this major typically get? So when you choose a major, you're gonna have to end up getting a job or go to grad school, one of those 2. And you got to figure out, since most of the people do X, Y, and Z in this major, is that something I want to do? 5, what are you willing to suffer through in order to get your degree? So when I say this, a lot of people choose majors because it's like you can make the most money out of it, or there's a lot of jobs in this general field or whatever. And like, those are things to keep in mind. But if you're not willing to go through the pain and the work to get that major, should it be something that you should major in? I personally, from my personal experience, no. And 6, choose classes that give you a marketable skill. Like, do they even offer classes that give you a marketable skill? I was able to take like statistics classes for my 400 level classes, and they gave me a marketable skill. I know how to code SAS, SPSS, Art Studios, all those things. It was really hard, but I made it. And so it's like, yes, the major matters, but like I also have these skill sets from taking these classes that I can put on my resume to make my resume look better. So the third thing you should know before you go to college is that a support system is key. I unfortunately changed my major so many times that I didn't get to have a strong support system in my major, and I'm realizing looking back how important that was. Like having friends in your major who take the same classes as you at the same time with you, y'all can motivate each other to keep going, do your work, help you out. Like it's so beneficial. Also, like nobody really talks about this, but having the same professors over and over again are a blessing, because you know how they grade, you know how they teach, and once you have them once, you know how to do well in their class, in every other class that you take with them. I didn't have that experience again because I changed my major so many times that didn't get to have that experience of having the same professor multiple times until my super senior year. And mentors, again, if you know where you're trying to go, you know what you're trying to be in life, having a mentor, especially like within your college, is so beneficial. They can but direct you to resources that probably most students don't even know. The fourth thing you should know before you go to college is that your GPA matters, kind of. So for, graduate school, if you're trying to be a doctor, trying to be a lawyer, your GPA matters. I'm not gonna sit here in front to you. Your GPA matters. If you're not trying to get a master's degree immediately after college, or trying to get like a professional degree immediately after college, your GPA matters, kind of. When you're trying to get a job, some jobs might look at your GPA, some jobs might not. I've heard multiple times during my journey of trying to get a job during a pandemic is that a GPA shows how hard you work. Personally, I feel like there's other ways that you can showcase hard work outside of GPA, especially if you're heavily involved in student activities. Like I was a part of 3 student orgs. I would say like your GPA matters, but it doesn't matter as much as people trying to make it seem. If you're trying to get a job or, go into the job force, like experience matters a lot more. It matters so much more. If you can prove that you can do the work that you're applying for, then it's a lot easier than just having a high GPA. The fifth thing you should know before you go to college is that you should try and aim to have as many experiences as you possibly can while you're in your undergrad. To me, if you're gonna spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to a university, then it makes no sense to do things the same as if you were home. Like, if there's an opportunity to do something that you would have never had the opportunity to do outside of college, do it. College is the time to grow and explore and figure out who you are. Just doing your homework and nothing else, personally, I feel like is a waste of money, because you could have done that somewhere else. For me, for example, I was able to be a part of this organization called Word on Conversation. Through this organization, I was able to facilitate dialogues with Penn State students and students from Afghanistan. So no other program outside of Penn State would I have had that opportunity. If you're spending $50,000 a year, take advantage of it. There's a reason why their tuition's so high. They have things that you might not know of, opportunities, connections that you might not know of. So just definitely find them and be a part of them. Sixth thing you should know before you go to college is how to ask for help. I know this sounds weird, but trust me, knowing how to ask for help is it's gonna make your life easier. Going up to a professor and just being like, hey, I don't understand this problem, can you help me? They're not gonna help you. They're not gonna help you. They're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. What exactly do you need help with? And if you can't answer what exactly do you need help with, then they're not gonna help you. Finding specific things that you need help with is better than just being like, I don't know what to do. Try to get as much information before you ask for help. This might make it easier to direct the interaction to make sure you're getting what you need. If you don't know what you need, then no matter how many people try to help you, they can't, because you don't even know what you need. And the seventh and final thing you should know before you go to college is how to make a schedule. When you make a schedule, there's going to be definite block things that you have to do. Those things include school, work. There's going to be like semi-definite things that you have to do. So org meetings, general body meetings, just anything that has to do with your student activities that you're not being paid for, but they're important and you shouldn't be like blowing them to the side. And like the soft things, I couldn't come up with a better word, but basically the soft things are things that you can cancel and it'd be fine. And you make your schedule based off of that. And that's basically how I figured out when I was available and when I wasn't available. You need to know what's important and what's not important. One thing I wish I did was just like been more mindful of like how long it took me to do things so that I know when to say yes or no to things, or when I need a break and when I don't. It's just like, it's important to know your schedule so that you can plan ahead for things. That's basically it. Just so that you don't mess up somebody else's life because you have to go through X, Y, and Z, but also knowing when you need your break and time to just woosah. That was about 7 things that you should know before you go to college. I am definitely a resource for anybody who has any further questions. Definitely leave them below, I'll answer them. But I just want to make sure everybody has a good semester. I know we're dealing with COVID, but I still have faith that y'all can do it. That is all for this video. I hope you liked and enjoyed this. Again, don't forget, I'm watching you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you're at it, like this video, cause like, come on, I'm giving you guys great content. But yeah, that's all for today. I wanted to do something a little new because I just felt like it was important. See you again next week. I'm gonna be more, focused on hair next week. But yeah, definitely see you guys next Friday. Bye.